Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a long time since I have done a video. Well, I did do a vlog, I did put out a vlog about 2 weeks ago, but I wanted to do finally an updated video on what's been going on with my acid reflux and LPR, and kind of an update on how I'm feeling after the fundoplication. So I did get quite a few messages on Instagram from some of you guys asking if I'm better, if I'm cured, if I'm, how I'm feeling now. And I kind of just wanted to put it all into a video because there's a lot to go through. And I feel like, yeah, it's better to go into detail and kind of put this video out there instead of replying to everybody individually. And also I would like to share this, just in case this might help someone. And I'm pretty sure that it can help someone. So if you are watching this because you have reflux or because you have LPR, then I really hope this helps you. And if not, if you know anybody that might find this video helpful, please show it to them or send them the link, because I really feel like some of my tips might be helpful. Like this video if you do enjoy it or you do find it helpful, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I have a lot more videos to come, a lot more exciting videos for the future, inshallah. I really hope you enjoy and I hope you find this helpful. So basically I've had the fundoplication, the Nissen fundoplication, about a year and a half ago, and do I think that that's the reason why my reflux is significantly better? No. I think it just kind of made me realize that basically I did a video after the fundoplication saying that I still had symptoms and everything, and my doctor still wanted me to take the medication, which I did for a while. It was just this vicious cycle of just popping these pills and still having reflux and it really not doing anything. And for the LPR, the same thing, it wasn't doing anything. I was using a lot of throat sprays. At some point I was on steroids for the inflammation in my throat, for the breathing. I even got bronchitis and all that kind of stuff. So it was just a endless cycle of trying different medications. And then, like I said, I had the operation and I kind of was like, okay, I watched so many videos, positive videos, like Nissen fundoplication cured my reflux. So I do think, of course, I had a hiatal hernia, which of course I needed to be operated for that, to bring it back down from the chest into the stomach, which, of course, so that was a positive thing that came from the operation. And I'm not saying that I'm cured, because I'm not, and I don't think someone's really ever cured of acid reflux. I think it's a chronic disease and it's something that we have to learn to live with, and it's something that we have to learn to kind of find what works for us to ease or help our symptoms. And for me, I started to come to the realization that, one, when I was stressed, it would make my symptoms a lot worse, specifically for my LPR, so my breathing problems that I was having, my shortness of breath, and that pain when I was breathing that felt like my throat was closing, where I did have to be hospitalized 2 times and I had to have cortisone injected into my veins to get that inflammation down. However, my oxygen levels were normal even when I was having that, so that's something helpful, and it kind of made me feel a bit better knowing that I was still getting the oxygen I needed in my body. All of that, I just realized that, okay, I'm gonna have to kind of figure this out for myself. So I decided that I was gonna stop taking the medication, and I stopped taking the Pentamed, which is the medication that's supposed to stop your stomach producing so much acid. So I stopped taking that, and I would just keep taking Gaviscon. So nearly, before I used to take it after every meal, but then I would just slowly take it when I ate something that I knew was really gonna give me acid. And before, of course, it didn't matter what I ate, whether it be something alkaline, something non-acidic, or something acidic, I would still have reflux. Of course, it would be less severe when it was alkaline food, but it was still there, you know, still there with every meal. And so yeah, I would just kind of take Gaviscon, and I started to feel really, really sick taking Gaviscon. I would get nauseous. I would get really nauseous, and I wasn't feeling good at all. And I just decided that, like, okay, I'm just gonna stop it altogether, because I don't know what would happen to me when I would take the Gaviscon. I think I was taking way too much, that it was making me sick, and I would get super, super nervous and scared every time I would take it, and it was just causing my anxiety to be much, much worse. So I decided, okay, I'm just gonna stop and hope for the best, basically. So I stopped, and I still kept a very alkaline diet. No tomatoes, no onions, no spicy foods, no coffee. Limited myself on chocolate, because I do like chocolate, so I did of course eat that regularly, but I did just like treat myself to it sometimes. And I feel that when I stopped taking the medications, that my reflux started to get better. I still have reflux to this day, however, it is much better. I don't have it every day, and I was having it every day, nearly all day. I don't have it every day. And what I do when I do have reflux is that I either take like fresh ginger and put it in a tea, which is hot water, or I drink like chamomile tea. And I've also been doing, like, if I have really, really bad reflux, I kind of like do like some deep breathing, and I feel like deep breathing really, really helps. So that's like a tip for you. Like, if you're getting really, really bad reflux, try breathing like but using your stomach muscles and not so much your your chest, like breathing through your stomach. And that can help really well with the LPR as well. When you have that pain in your throat, I found that would help me fall asleep. That would help me go to sleep better when I felt that feeling of like pain while I was breathing. I would like breathe and just focus on my stomach. Like, I would keep my hand on my stomach and make sure that that was what was moving, instead of like breathing through my chest. And I found that really, really helped. For the LPR, do I still get that sensation? I do still have shortness of breath sometimes, but I'm working with my doctors, and I'm looking into it and kind of trying to work out what it could be. Is it actually linked to reflux, or is it linked to something else? Maybe it's just stress or anxiety, I'm not quite sure. I do have anxiety still, but that's a subject for another video. So anyway, there was just a point like last summer where I just decided, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna limit myself on what I can eat. I really just wanted to really drink coffee again. I wanted to be able to like eat out, not have to worry about what I ate. So I would start to just slowly start to drink coffee again, and it took a while. Like, I would still get reflux from coffee, but now, like 6 months later, I drink coffee every day. I have a coffee when I wake up in the morning, and alhamdulillah, it doesn't give me reflux. I don't get reflux from coffee anymore. I basically eat what I want. I just kind of try to stay away from really, really spicy foods and like raw onion and garlic. So I do eat onions and garlic, but like cooked. Raw onions and garlic give me really bad reflux, and things like orange juice and pineapple give me really bad reflux. I haven't really eaten tomatoes because I'm not really a big fan of tomatoes anyway, but my diet is pretty much like is a non-strict diet. I kind of eat what I like, and yeah, and I don't wait 3 hours before lying down after I eat. I do kind of wait 45 minutes to 1 hour, like to lie like flat down on my bed to go to sleep, because I feel like everyone should be doing that anyway, because your food has to digest. But yeah, when I get reflux now, what I do is I just try to drink a lot of water as well. And I also drink fresh ginger tea, and I found that that's one thing that just like instantly really, really helps my reflux, and it's also a good anti-inflammatory. So that's also another tip I have. If you are having like, I'm not saying this is gonna like cure you and this is what's gonna help everybody, but I'm saying what has worked for me is that I would put turmeric or curcuma, grate some fresh ginger, a little bit of honey, but like raw honey, like the real fresh honey, not the one that added sugar, and hot water, and I would just drink that, and that would really soothe that pain I was having. And yeah, I felt that helped when I was having those breathing problems and that like tightness in my throat. And also another thing is to distract yourself. I know it's like really hard in that moment when you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe, but honestly, keep yourself busy. Like, try to do things that make you happy. For me, things like, because I like reading, but things like reading or like sitting down and focusing on something like that didn't help me get my mind. It actually kind of made it worse. I prefer to do something else, like go out, clean, I don't know, take a shower, you know, something that's like you're physically moving, you're physically doing something, not just sitting in the same place, because that would never help me. I write some things on my phone because there's so much to talk about, so I just want to make sure that I didn't forget anything, because I'm pretty sure that I did. So going back to the fundoplication since the operation, I have about 3-4 months ago, I would say, got back into the gym, and I'm having no troubles there, don't feel like anything's pulling, and I feel like that's really helped with my anxiety and my stress, working out, going to the gym. And I think the more stress that I have, the worse reflux and LPR is for me, and I think it's like that for everybody. Like, the more stressed you are, the worse it gets. Of course, that's not the reason it starts, but I feel like that, like, in a time of stress is when it's going to be at its worst, and then it becomes like a vicious cycle. And that's kind of what happened for me. I was going through a really hard time in life, which I think I have spoken about, and I feel like that's when I was at my worst. And yeah, and then it just kind of, you get stuck into that, and it's really hard to get out of it, and you don't know what to do, and then you kind of limit yourself, and you don't eat all these foods, and actually, all these medications and not eating acidic foods is going to make things 10 times worse, because you're literally cutting everything out. Like, your stomach's not getting the acid that it needs. And I feel like once I started to stop taking the medication, actually eating acidic foods, not a lot, but like slowly adding things into my diet, I was having so much less reflux. And so I feel like that's very important. I definitely, like, I am still in a stressful time in my life, but it is better than before. And because I've kind of learned to deal with reflux and just like, okay, hey, this is what I have. This is a part of my life. I have to, yeah, like, I have to live with it. And I think when you come to the realization that it can't be cured 100%, but of course, like, you can, you know, like, of course, someone who has reflux, everyone has reflux one time or a few times in their life, you know, it's a normal thing to happen. But of course, there are people like us, or like me, who get more reflux than others. But I feel like you can get to a point where your episodes are not as regular as they are before, or maybe there are some people who never have reflux again. I mean, thank God for them, you know, to them. I feel like there are a few people who've had the Nissen fundoplication, and I've seen stories where they just never had reflux ever again, and I'm really happy for them. You know, that's great, but I'm just not one of those people, and I'm okay with that, you know? I've learned to live with it. Sometimes it's hard when it just comes back and I don't understand why, and I have a really bad episode, but it's just so much less now that I'm really grateful that I did that. So if you are on medication, or you have been on medication for a long time and it's not working, maybe try, like, not stopping all of a sudden, like, talk to your doctor, of course, but I feel like doctors, they just want to give you more medication and more medication. They don't want to tell you, do this naturally, do this, you know? Like, they don't, because they like to give you a prescription, you know? They just like doing that. They like to give you medication, you know? So yeah, I think, like, try the natural route and try working on your mental health, because like I said, mental health can really be a big impact on how you're feeling physically and how your body is inside. It's like, I feel like when my reflux and all this stuff, I started to get sick, it was like my body crying for help, like that my body is so overstressed because I'm dealing with so much stress that it's like a cry for help. Like, okay, it's starting to show literally from your gut, because your gut and mind connection is such a real thing. Honestly, it's such a real thing. I think there's one more thing I wanted to say. I could do like a Q&A, so I will leave a question box on my Instagram, and if anyone has any more questions like for me, that because I probably have forgotten something like that I meant to say, or maybe you guys have a question for me, you know, that you want to know something. Maybe there's something you guys would like to ask, or yeah, any other tips or anything you want to know. I'm gonna leave like a question box on Instagram, and I might do like a Q&A style video. If anyone's interested, you can go over to my Instagram. I'll leave it just up here somewhere on the screen, and yeah, you can go and follow me, and yeah, you can leave me a question or whatever you want. Because I feel like with my last video that I put out, I got loads of messages on Instagram, and I didn't realize I would get that many. So like replying to them individually was a bit much. It was a bit difficult. I think if you guys have any questions, you can put it in the question box, and yeah, I'll try and do a Q&A video very, very soon. And I also will be doing another video about how I travel with reflux and what I did while I was traveling and what I will do for my upcoming trips. And I think that will be really, really helpful, because I feel like when I first had reflux for the first year and a half, I didn't want to go anywhere. I wouldn't go out, I wouldn't go on holiday, because I was thinking like, how am I going to enjoy myself on holiday? You know, it's a just change of routine. You most likely go out to restaurants, you try new food in a new country. So I feel like that video might be helpful to someone. So I will be filming that very, very soon, so stay tuned for that one. And I think that's it for this video. I'm really sorry if I've left anything out, but like I said, if you do have any questions for me or want to know something that I might have forgotten to say, don't forget to leave me a question on Instagram, and I will do the video as soon as possible. If you found this video useful, and I really hope that this has been insightful or helpful to someone, and I just hope that you guys are okay and stay strong and you're not alone, and there are lots of us who deal with this chronic disease, and I really hope that you find peace and you get better soon.